Hey, this is the Gray Bearded Ninja. So, we're going to talk about a little safety and survival kit that I put together. Starting with a container, this is basically a $2 container from Dollar General. It has four snaps, one on each side, one on each end. I like these better than just a standard Tupperware container because it seems like the Tupperware lids just like kind of have a mind of their own, like popping off. So I like having something that had latches on all four sides of my box. So we'll take the lid off of this and we'll start at the top. So obviously this is not a 3-day pack. In a emergency pack that I would normally carry with me, I'm going to have enough supplies to last me for at least 3 days. 72 hours, generally. 48 to 72 hours is a good range to be in a go pack. However, this is just a quick emergency pack that you can keep in the glove box of your car, and it's there if you need it. And it could just end up being a little extra supplies as well. Basically, we're going to start with nutrition. Cliff bars are good for quick energy, and there's a lot of junk in them. They're obviously not healthy to eat a ton of these all the time, but for having something that'll give you quick energy and kind of fill your stomach up a little bit, these are actually pretty good. You can get these from anywhere from $1 to $2 a piece at Dollar General, Walmart, stuff like that. Another thing that I use in my go bag is a digital watch. Basically, I bought the watch and the band broke, and I couldn't find replacement bands for these things. And so I just ended up, it's a Columbia. It's not a bad watch at all. It's the CT004. It's got, obviously, it says it's water resistant up to 100 meters. So, generally speaking, if you're using this in the rain, it shouldn't hurt it too much. Obviously, if you submerge it and leave it there, eventually it may be a problem. But for something to be able to take to read temperature, has a digital compass on it as well as time and date, stopwatch, things that could be necessary for you to use in the field. But it definitely is good to know what time it is. The other thing that's extremely important in any kit is a compass. I really prefer Suunto for a brand, but there are some other good compasses out there. For this type of a kit, you don't have to have a high dollar compass, but you definitely want something to help give you get your direction to where you need to go, understand where north, south, east, and west is. Basic navigation, obviously, in my normal go bag, I'm going to be using maps and different types of GPS and different types of navigational tools that I wouldn't necessarily keep in this particular pack. Let's see, obviously we have our Bic lighter with duct tape, about 2 foot of duct tape wrapped around it. So really good to have the duct tape. It has so many uses. So many uses. I could spend all day talking about what you can do with duct tape. All right, so just for first aid supplies and stuff, I have some triple antibiotic ointment as well as just kind of an assortment of Advil, um, hydrocortisone cream, different things like that. Band-aids, some gauze pads, just general stuff. Also, keep about 4, 5, 6 foot of paracord. You definitely need cordage. This is extremely important for so many different reasons, and we can talk about that later in different videos. I'm just kind of giving you the rundown for the time being. Obviously, it's got a little bit of duct tape holding it together. I like keeping things kind of together and orderly. Every kit needs a knife for cutting tools. This is just an Ozark Trail, just a cheap $5 pocket knife, but I like the OD green handle on it, and it seems to be sturdy enough for what I would use it for in this type of a kit and situation. So just your pocket knife. You could buy these at Walmart all day long for about $5. Part of my fire starting kit will be my magnesium block and my ferrocerium rod. You can see it's been used a little bit. I don't prefer using these, but I can use them. I have successfully lit fires with these. They work. They're just not, to me, they're not as easy to use as a larger ferro rod. Also, part of my fire starting kit is my Altoids can. This is my fire kit, wrapped with duct tape. Again, duct tape is the, you can fix anything with duct tape. So basically in here, if I can get this duct tape out of the way, all right. Basically I have a little, I don't know, a tea candle type of little candle. You can buy these in large packages at Walmart for a few bucks. Just a little candle, come in handy, and they last for a little bit. And I also have storm matches. I keep 5 storm matches plus the board that you scrape it across to ignite the matches. The storm-proof matches are really good to have. Obviously, I have dryer lint, which I use with my ferrocerium rod. It ignites real easy. And then I have my custom homemade wax fire starters that I design these out of gauze pads and melted wax. So I keep all that together, just kind of compressed in here, and the duct tape holds it all together. So good stuff. Really, really, have been able to get a lot of stuff in here. Also, I think having a flashlight is important. This is good for, you can do signaling. If you're in danger and you need to signal somebody, it's really, really good use to have one of these in your kits. I can't say enough good things about them. Just make sure that you have fresh batteries in them and that you know how to use it. And the last thing I keep in here is part of coverings is an emergency survival blanket. These are, use them once, you throw them away when you're done. Folding one of these is like trying to fold a map. You'll never get it back the way it looks here. But have one of these in your kit in case you need to wrap up, get your fire started, wrap up, and just let that get you warmed up. Maintaining your core body temperature is extremely important, and that's a life or death situation. Even in the summertime, you can get hypothermia. If it's nighttime, the temperature's dropped and you get wet. So don't ever think that core body temperature is not important in the summer. You could be overheated, obviously, and you can also still get hypothermia. So that's what I have in this particular kit. I think that this is a good representation of having some preparation in mind. And there's a lot of things that you can do with what we have right here in this kit. It doesn't have to be a giant backpack. However, I recommend having in your vehicle, wherever you go, having something, what we call a 3-day pack, being able to survive 3 days. You're going to obviously have more nutritional things in there, and maybe some extra equipment in regards to fire starting. You may have maps and those types of things within there. Your first aid kit may be bigger. You may even have a trauma kit, something that can handle large scale bleeding. So this is our kind of our entry level survival kit that I think would be very helpful to people. Again, you don't have to go out and buy and spend a lot of money on commercial kits. You can build your own kit, and I would encourage you to do so. Kind of gives you ownership of what you're doing, and you start to understand why these things individually are important, why it's all important as it's all put together. This is the Gray Bearded Ninja. Hopefully this made some sense to you. Hopefully it gave you some thoughts, ideas, inspiration.